Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for all your previous comments, likes and subscriptions to your channel. If you haven't already, why not click on that subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel, which is daily. And now on to today's video, which is another one of the Orange Hero guides. And today we're going to be looking at Rough Rider. We are in my Pond Farm account at the moment. I do have Rough Rider in this account, but I haven't developed him much. Because of just getting other season heroes and things, and because he's pretty much a low priority, which we're going to talk about more later in the video. I have chosen this account for the video because in Heroes Duel this week we came up against another player who had a developed version of Rough Rider, so that shows his skills nicely in the battle video. So let's get on to what he does, where he is. So he is one of the 7 original general heroes that you start with in the game, the Orange Heroes. So he will work with any of the troop types, footmen, cavalry, or your archers. It says on here that he's a support hero and suitable for leading middle or back row squads. He isn't suitable for the back row. You would want to put him on the front or middle row, and we'll talk about why now while we're looking at his skills. So skill 1 is the Dictator skill. It's going to give the usual 23,100 extra troops on the squad. That's nothing new. His second skill is Guerrilla Warfare. It's a combat skill, an effective range of 3. And it will target 1 random enemy squad. So if you put Rough Rider on your front row, this skill can target the front, middle and back row of your opponent. If Rough Rider's on your middle row, this is only going to target the front or middle row of your opponent. It does require 1 turn of prep. So if this triggers on turn 2, for instance, then it's not going to action until turn 3. So this means that it is susceptible to being stopped by another hero who might have silencing or suppression, which Orochi, Northrage and Dual Blaze all do have. It's a 55% chance, so you're probably looking at around 3 or 4 times in the battle, or 3 to 5 times in the battle. You would hope this would, probably 4 times in the battle this is going to action, and it will do 634% damage, which is quite a high figure, but it's just targeting that 1 squad. His third skill is the usual defensive formation skill, which is going to give an extra 30% resistance to the troops in the formation in your squad, and then the 4th skill, offensive formation, will give an extra 30% might to the troops in your squad. His 5th skill, Tag Tactic, is a combat skill. Effective range of 2, only 35% chance to deal 540% damage. So that's actually less damage than his skill 2. To 1 enemy squad again, causing the blunt blade effect, lowering 30% might for 2 turns. So 2 turns is nice, but might 30% is not a great amount, to be honest. That's probably 10% of the total might that your opponent's troops are going to have, maybe less than that even. In later stages of the game, people that have got like their fortresses maxed, red Reign of Chaos skills maxed with Dragon Master gear, they're going to be hitting 700% might. So you can imagine like this skill up against like a top level player, it's going to do hardly anything to them. But earlier stages of the game, 30% might, it's okay. His 6th skill is a HP Awakened skill, similar to Orochi and Northrage. So it's going to give up to 10% extra might and resistance. It's also going to give that 250% bonus to the skill 1 Dictatorship skill, which will increase the troop count in your squad. So it's really important you get that duplicate medal for Rough Rider so you can unlock this 6th skill and get the maximum troop number in your squad. And then it also has the extra 7% HP for the troops in the squad. So HP is really important. The higher the level of HP, the less likely your troops are going to die. Obviously, you want your troops to survive as long as they can in the battle. HP is probably the most important attribute your troops can have. His 7th skill is Defend, and this is going to give 30% extra resistance to all of the squads in the Legion. So similar to Dual Blades, who also has this 30% resistance. It's making the troops be able to absorb more damage, making them a bit more tanky. But for me, Northrage and Orochi having that plus 15% extra HP on their 7th skill, that's going to be more beneficial than this extra resistance. And then his 8th skill, Ferocious Charge, is a combat skill again. So all of these normal Orange heroes, all of their skills are combat skills, so they are susceptible to being silenced and suppressed, which can be a serious issue later in the game when you've got multiple heroes that will silence or suppress multiple squads. This one, it has an effective range of 3 again, and it will target 1 random enemy squad. It's only 35% chance again, similar to skill 5, so it's a low chance. It's only going to action 2 to 4 times in a battle, and it will deal 420% damage. So that's less damage than the other two, which is not usually what you'd see from an 8th skill. But it does cause weakened effect, which means that that single enemy squad that it targets will then deal minus 20% damage for 1 turn. That's okay. You're going to see much higher values than this from like season heroes later in the game. For the start, and it's only for 1 turn, so you've got the problem that if you're actually for instance, if this triggers on turn 8 and you're going second, then this has no benefit. He doesn't have... Rough Rider does a bit of quite a few things. He's basically a jack of all trades and a master of none, and that is his main problem. So we're going to go and have a look at him in a battle video. So as I say, Heroes Duel this week. I put in a lot of accounts into Heroes Duel just to see if I could get some combos with Orange Heroes, because I don't have Rough Rider maxed in any of my accounts. So this chap here with the lion, it's more like a domestic cat than a roaring lion, to be honest. But his Legion had Rough Rider on the front row, so that's a good placement. He got off 6 skills in the battle, which, like I say, with those low percentages for his 5th and 8th skill, that's probably what you're going to see, like 4 to 8 skills usually, I would think, for Rough Rider. Didn't do a lot of kills. He has 7 of the 8 skills maxed, and he hasn't done skill 7, so that is still locked. So you're not getting that extra 30% resistance. He then paired Rough Rider with Desert Storm, who had archers, so I can only presume that was just an honest mistake when he was like putting the Legion together. And then Skander again with T9 footmen, but really you would want Desert Storm on your back row, Skander on the middle row, but never mind. Right, let's get into the battle. And in this battle, actually on the first 3 turns, Rough Rider is here leading these footmen, and he didn't do anything for the first 3 turns. None of his skills activated, unfortunately. On turn 3, his guerrilla warfare skill is gonna trigger into the prep. Let's just speed this up a bit. I've been a bit too quick on the old slowdown. So here we go. We're in turn 3. And there's guerrilla warfare starting. So you can see on that icon that it has the hourglass, and that is a combat skill which requires prep. That is the icon that is going to come up when one of those skills is triggered in the battle. So you can see it didn't action on turn 3. You have to wait until turn 4. If anyone had silence, then that would have stopped it. So there is the guerrilla warfare doing 3,400 kills to the middle row. It does have a range of 3, so it could have hit any of the rows, and that is the most potent of his skills. Having Skander in the battle is beneficial because Skander is doing a lot of healing to the troops here, and you might have seen there that little icon by Warlord. So that is Skander's 5th skill. He can this alluring arm skill. He can suppress. He's going to suppress the row that is furthest from him. So he is doing quite a bit of suppression for one round each time against this cavalry legion. Now we're into turn 6, and we're going to see Ferocious Charge, his 8th skill. Here we go. So this is the first time that's actioning in the battle, and it's only done 2,198 kills. So like I say, it does the least damage out of the 3 skills, but he has now caused this minus 20% damage effect to Rogue's troops here. So once we see Rogue attack, you can see the other 2 have done 1,300 kills, and Rogue's only did 1,176. Now we've got a we've got a guerrilla warfare triggering to get ready for the 8 to action on the turn 8, and we had a tag tactic which is doing that 540% damage and reducing the resistance by 30% for the squad that it hit. But you can see like these weakening skills, the skill 5, skill 8, they don't make a big difference in the battle. Like we just saw Rogue, who was suffering from the minus 20% damage, he only did, what, 150 less kills. So then finally on turn 8, we actually get all 8 skills. So that's the guerrilla warfare doing the most damage, 3,300 kills. Then we got tag tactics, 2,700 kills. And finally, ferocious charge, minus 2,200. So, you know, even combined, those 3 skills are not doing a massive amount. And that is Rough Rider in a battle. So, yeah, he's just, for me, he's one of the weakest heroes in the game. Really, whether you put him on a front row or a middle row, he would be my 4th choice at the start of the game. The reason I say that, as I've already highlighted, because North Rage and Orochi have these HP on their 7th skill, they're going to survive longer. Also, they both have CC, which can hopefully stop the opponent damaging them in the first place. Plus Demon Spear for your footmen. She has a really nice 2nd skill doing loads of damage. And then, yeah, so Rough Rider would be kind of like my 4th choice to put on a front row of a Legion, to be honest. If you were putting him in the middle row as well, like Yamaraja on a middle row is going to do more damage because he's got that extra might. He's got skills that hit multiple squads. And then Dual Blades, she's got the same 7th skill with the extra resistance, but her skills 2 and 5 have a 50% chance. So it's likely she's going to do more damage. Her 8th skill has the suppression element, so she's pretty good at protecting herself as well. So I rate her higher than Rough Rider. And then, of course, you've got Rogue as well, that cavalry-specific hero. He's giving extra might through his and resistance through his 3rd, 4th, and 7th skills. His 5th skill is a prep skill. It's guaranteed to action during the first 4 turns of the battle. So he's going to do more for you than Rough Rider would. So really, Rough Rider is your 4th choice at the start of the game. And as soon as you get a seasoned hero who is either a front row or middle row hero, Rough Rider, you're going to want to get rid of him, to be honest. He's just not worth... For me, in the early stages of the game, you don't want to be investing a lot of wisdom medals into Rough Rider. You want to be focusing on the other heroes that I've highlighted, particularly North Rage, Dual Blades, Orochi, Rogue, Demon Spear, etc. So, yeah, Rough Rider, you don't really want to be spending much time on them, guys. So there we go. That is everything I kind of wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, why not click on that like? And please do click on that subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already, guys. As I say, dropping videos on Rise of Empires every single day, covering lots of different content. If you have any requests for a video topic, please do pop it in the comment section down below for me. And if you could please share my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be absolutely brilliant. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.